Hello everyone, and welcome back to our channel, your go-to spot for the stories that matter most in South African politics, told with a bit of flair, a pinch of spice, and a whole lot of honesty. Today, we've got a story that's as dramatic as a soapy and as serious as a late-night Eskom announcement. We're diving deep into what may just be the biggest internal crisis to hit the African National Congress in decades. And no, this isn't another a Ramaphosa reshuffle headline. This time, the warning comes from inside the house, quite literally. ANC heavyweight and National Executive Committee member Senzo Mchunu has broken his silence, and what he had to say was nothing short of chilling. According to Mchunu, the ANC is standing on the edge of a cliff, a political precipice, and if serious action isn't taken soon, the party may plunge into collapse. Now, if that sounds dramatic, that's because it is. But let's unpack this carefully, and more importantly, let's ask, is Mchunu just another elder statesman worried about the good old days, or is the ANC really cracking at its foundations? Grab your tea, folks. This is going to be a bumpy ride. So, here's the scoop. Senzo Mchunu, a long-standing figure in ANC circles, known for his more measured approach and calm demeanor, has stepped back into the public eye to issue what many are calling a political wake-up call. Speaking out this week, Mchunu said the ANC is standing at a dangerous edge and is rapidly losing the trust of ordinary South Africans. He pointed to a laundry list of problems within the party: disunity, weakened structures, and a complete collapse of internal accountability. According to him, the ANC is no longer inspiring confidence, failing to provide leadership, and most dangerously, obsessed with power for the sake of power. He didn't mince words: unless we intervene decisively, the organization will collapse under its own weight. Let that sink in. We're not talking about a disgruntled backbencher here. This is a senior NEC member warning that the Liberation Party of Nelson Mandela could disintegrate if things don't change, and fast. Now, before we go further, if you're new here, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment below. What do you think? Is the ANC finished, or is there still time to turn the ship around? Alright, let's continue. Mchunu's remarks come at a time when the ANC is arguably at its weakest since the dawn of democracy. The 2024 general election saw the party fall below 50% of the national vote for the first time in history. That's right. The once dominant ANC now needs coalition partners to stay in power. And if that doesn't scream political decline, I don't know what does. But here's where it gets even more concerning. Mchunu says the ANC's internal power struggles and the fight for access to state resources have completely eclipsed its original mission, which, let's not forget, was to serve the people and dismantle inequality. He put it bluntly: we cannot continue to treat leadership as a ticket to enrichment. In other words, people are using the ANC not to build a better South Africa, but to build bigger driveways, fancier suits, and larger champagne budgets. You can almost hear Oliver Tambo and Nelson Mandela turning in their graves. Mchunu went on to say that the ANC needs deep self-correction, and fast. But what does that even mean in practice? Well, according to him, it starts with rediscovering the party's founding values: unity, accountability, and public service. Not factional games, not Twitter wars, not flashy photo ops in hard hats at fake construction sites. The real work, he insists, has to happen inside the NEC and at the grassroots level, where the ANC has lost touch with ordinary citizens. And here's the kicker: if the ANC doesn't act now, Mchunu says it could become irrelevant. Think about that. The ANC irrelevant. In South African politics, that's like saying Kaizer Chiefs might get relegated. Unthinkable, until it happens. Now, political analysts are split on this one. Some say Mchunu is ringing the alarm bell in hopes of rallying the old guard, the veterans who still believe in the ANC's core mission. Others say it's already too late. The ship has hit the iceberg, and we're just rearranging the deck chairs at Luthuli House. Let's zoom out for a second and look at the bigger picture. For over 3 decades, the ANC has ruled South Africa. It has weathered storms, from the Zuma years and state capture, to protests, scandals, and economic stagnation. But now, in 2025, it's facing a new challenge, the slow erosion of its moral authority. You can't lead a country if the country no longer believes in your leadership. And here's the irony, many within the ANC know this. Mchunu is not the first to speak out. He's just the latest, and perhaps the most direct. The party's image has taken a beating, not just in the media, but at the ballot box. Young voters are turning to alternatives. The once unshakable loyalty in rural provinces is thinning. And in urban areas, the ANC is fighting for political survival. But there's one moment in Mchunu's statement that really stood out. It was almost poetic in its despair. He said, "The organization of Oliver Tambo and Nelson Mandela cannot be remembered as the one that destroyed itself from within." Oof. That hits hard. And he's right. The ANC's greatest threat right now isn't the DA, the EFF, or some new coalition chaos. Its greatest threat is itself, its internal culture of entitlement, its failure to renew, and its inability to reconnect with the people. With the next ANC National Conference on the horizon, Mchunu is urging members to use that platform not for the usual political musical chairs, that who's got the most branches game, but to push for real reform. He ended with a powerful warning: either we act now and save the ANC, or we let history record that we watched the house burn while we fought over positions. And honestly, that's the perfect metaphor. Because right now, the house is on fire. And whether the ANC has the courage, or the leadership, to grab the hose remains to be seen. So, where does this leave us? Is Senzo Mchunu a voice crying out in the wilderness? Or could his words spark a genuine reckoning inside the ANC? Will the party rise from the ashes, or will it go down in history as a cautionary tale of how power without accountability always ends in ruin? Let us know what you think in the comments below. If you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like this video, hit that subscribe button, and turn on your notifications so you never miss an update on South Africa's most pressing political stories. Thanks for watching, and remember, stay informed, stay critical, and never stop asking questions. See you next time.